You ready for another journal prompt? Let's do this. How are you guys doing today? Pretty good. I'm doing pretty good so far. Okay, dun dun dun. Ooh, use only black and white elements. I've been kind of looking forward to doing this prompt, honestly. I think it's fun to do a limited color palette, so let me gather some supplies and we'll get started. All right, I'm back. So thinking about this, I found this. It's a scrapbook page I got. And I initially got it to encourage my husband, who loves to do photography, that they sell these little, black and white snippets of pictures, and that would be something that he could do. So that's why I got this, really. But I thought, since the theme is black and white, I have these black and white photos, this one page, cut out my favorite ones and kind of make a quilt or a quilt collage, because I thought it would be fun to sew around the edges with my sewing machine, build some texture, something like that. So a quilt collage is what I have in mind. However, you know how sometimes things change. So that's how we're starting out. I just sewed this page, obviously, but I feel like maybe let's go bold and just paint it all black. And then we can put the photos on top with the white accents, kind of do a reverse, because my initial thoughts were, let's just do white and we'll do like black borders. But let's reverse it, see how that works. I'm going to go ahead and paint this black, let it dry. And in the meantime, I am going to, while that's drying, pick out my favorite photos. And then we'll be back together in 2 ticks of a, I don't even know what I'm saying. I'll be back in a jiffy, okay. Excuse me. Hello, I'm back. So this was a really good way to practice my sewing. So I went ahead and sewed around the edges, and I left some of the ends on, and I tried to like do different corners. So that's all the bottom right corner, this top right, you know what I mean? Top right, and then bottom left. Just practicing, when doing the junk journals and stuff. This was my first one, and as you can tell, my sewing machine isn't the greatest. It's an old one, but good practice nonetheless if you want to practice sewing on paper. It's really fun. So yeah, got those sewn. So I was toying with the idea of maybe doing book paper behind, to give it some depth. But I also, before that, we got to think about the background always, because I always want to think about it afterwards. So I thought about doing this stencil in white paint. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. See how that turns out. Obviously, if we don't like it, we can just paint it over with black again. So I'm just going to use a sponge. Here's a fresh one. Get some white paint. And just dab it on. And see. I think it'll be neat. I don't know if I should. I think dabbing it on gives it a better print. I'm afraid if I do that, it'll go under the stencil, because this isn't ink. I don't have any white ink. Every time I think about it, I'm like, maybe I should get some white ink. But I think I'll just wait on that and see. A lot of people are using, instead of white ink, they're using that embossing powder stuff to create the white effect. Oh boy, okay, we're just gonna lift that up. Ooh, not bad. I think that's pretty. So we'll do the other side. Maybe wondering, I guess I'm afraid to put that down, that it might mess that up. Maybe I should let that dry first. See? Let's just turn it over. There we go. I was trying to get it to match a little bit, matchy-matchy. But then, you know what? We'll just... Yeah. I'm gonna let that dry. I don't really want to mess it up. So in the meantime, let that dry. I'll paint this side. And then I'll tear up some book pages and see, play around with some layering, you know, on the back. The white, I don't know. We'll think about it. I'll just do that, let that dry, do this other side, and see what you guys think. I think it's pretty cool so far. Okay, so I'm gonna let this side dry. I was looking at book pages, but you know, when you want book pages, they were kind of yellow and aged. So then I had to go to the magazines because they were more white. Like, that's not exactly right, white, but it's going to have to do. So what I was thinking, just get my ruler, which I didn't do, just tear some of these. I suppose you could say just to add a bit of interest to some of these. Or even if we did a top right corner. So that says memories. Maybe we could offset it that way and distress the corner a little bit. I think I'm finally getting the hang of these a little bit. It sure does make it much faster. I'm very happy with this purchase. I don't know. You could. I'll bring the book back over in a minute. Let's think of some other ideas. Or we could, just in case if you don't have a circle punch, we can just trace around the circle to add some more interest to the page as well. Just cut this out. I thought I'd mention, if you guys were interested, so that homemade shampoo actually worked pretty good. It actually, you know, suds up pretty well. My hair doesn't feel greasy or annoying that way, which I thought it would. So if you guys get a chance to try natural homemade shampoo bar, no matter your type of hair you have, I think it works great. And you know, it's only the first time I've seen it, so, or I mean, I've done it, so I'm not sure. So we'll put these here. What else could we do? We could just rip a page and just be organic about it. You know, something like that. And we can work the edges. I thought it would be good to put the interest down here by the strings maybe, but I think I'm gonna, maybe we could just do all shapes and sizes. So they're not all perfect squares, they're not all perfect circles, but maybe something like that, you know. So kind of like that idea. It looks good here. Kind of like the circle though. I'm gonna might do some circles and square. I don't know. Let's bring back the book. See if it's dry-ish. Honestly, my desk isn't big enough, and I suppose we can all say our workspace is not ever big enough. So even if we got a bigger desk, we'd probably get more stuff on it, put more stuff on it. Let's keep that over there. All right, that looks kind of pretty in itself. Make sure you guys are in camera range. All right, let's see what you think. Not sure. So I think, I almost feel like the edges should have a dark edge to it, so I can always just get my Ohuhu marker. Let's just try, let's do an example first, one that we're not going to use. I'm learning, guys, I'm learning. Let's just try this piece. And what I do sometimes, where did my ruler go? Do the flat edge. I like the Ohuhu markers if you're interested in alcohol markers and a cheap alternative instead of the, what are those other ones called? The fancy ones. I can't remember. These actually work pretty good. I'm not very good at markers. I like to blend too much. I don't know, I can't really get the hang of it, but some people are really, really good at those. Okay, let's see. Just for an example. I think that would, let's try this one. What do you think? I think that's better. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and alcohol marker the edges and lay them down and see if we need any more layers or depth or interest in this page. Because yes, it is black and white, but you don't want it to be too flat. So I'm gonna try that and see what you guys think. I'll be right back. All right. So I went ahead and outlined them, which I'm glad I did that. I think I lost some of my tears. So let's just see if that is even going to work out. Like, let's see where the threads are. Obviously that can go over there somewhere. Okay. Sorry, the circle fell on the floor. Always. Let's see, where are the strings on here? I mean, I don't have to do it where the strings are. I just thought it would add some interest to the collage. What are y'all thinking? And then my other thoughts were, after I had all of these down, was use my white Posca pen and draw squares around each frame. And I did, let's see, maybe we could think about our arrangement here. And I think let's try and fix that. I had these laying down on before I put the white stencil on, I had them down. I was kind of figuring out where they were. Then I picked them up and set them on top of each other, and obviously got that one torn. So, what do you guys think? Do you like the paper, or should I do... I don't want to think about it too much. I think it gives it some interest for sure. It breaks it up a little bit. I think I'm definitely going to do it. We'll just make some more. Do you guys actually want to watch me tear paper and ink edges? Or I'll do a few and then I'll do the rest off camera so you guys aren't bored to death. Although I don't mind watching creators do that for a little bit on their channels. Because I like to watch artists and their process, like how they get from point A to B to C into the final result. I think it's just fun to see the process of their work, how they got there, what was going through their mind, the decisions they had to make, maybe some happy little accidents, or maybe, I don't want this to sound mean, maybe the piece didn't turn out so great. I guess that makes it relatable for all of us, artists and creators, is it's nice to see, not nice, but it's relatable when we see artists' pieces that don't turn out exactly how we wanted them, because, you know, oftentimes that happens. And I know it's kind of vulnerable to do that and share that, but I don't mind sharing that. And I've always worn my heart on my sleeve anyway, so it comes pretty natural to me anyhow. All right, let's see. I will do some more circles and squares and stuff. We'll try and balance it out. So we got 1, 2, we'll do another tear. Try to make it an interesting tear. There we go. Oh, okay. So we have a tear. Maybe we should do, I think I'm going, do we like the square? We could do the square. Here, we got a circle. Maybe we should break up the tearing pieces. Cut off some of those threads, a little too long. Okay. So I don't want it random. I want it kind of random, but not planned. Okay, so a tear, tear, tear. Let's do a couple circles. All right, guys, you get the hint, or you get the idea. Oh my goodness. It is definitely. Oh, it's been a long day already, guys. I'm sure you guys have probably had a long day too. Hope you guys are well. All right, so I used my little distressed ink, black soot, and my dauber, and I made some of these, and then I forgot, oh yeah, I can wet them down, and it created this like, Hey guys, so I don't know what happened to this part of the video, but somehow it switched to slow-mo mode on my iPad as I was filming, so I thought I'd do a little voiceover here. So basically I'm just kind of trying to figure out where things are going to go, and you'll see, you know, obviously hand gestures as if I'm talking to you naturally instead of over the voiceover part here. But yeah, it was very strange. Just as I'm editing, it just went
clicked over to slow mode for some reason, and it sounded really, really funny. So I may speed this part up a little bit because it's just basic, like I said, trying things out, moving things around as you do when you're building a collage page. So that's really about it on this part. So I will end this clip here, and you can see the next part coming up. Thanks, guys. Alright, guys, I'm back. So as I was thinking about what happened is, I'm pretty sure I might have, when I hit start on my iPad, I slipped it over, you know, your hand goes over, your finger goes over to video mode versus photo mode. I think I accidentally slid it over to slow-mo mode as I was recording. So here's the final visual walkthrough of the final piece here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this prompt, and I hope it encourages you to do more in your art journal or whatever art stuff you're doing. And I really, really liked this piece. As a matter of fact, I showed it to my husband and he really liked it as well. So I would consider this prompt a success for today. So yeah. Anyway, guys, I will see you tomorrow for the next prompt. And just remember, guys, wherever you are, I love y'all. Bye.